What is the status of Layer 1 EverChain? What kind of technical modifications need to be made for EverChain to be upgraded to a fully independent Layer 1?
21 nodes out of the 100 are actually up, running, and a testnet is live. We also have Block Scout, if you will, making it viewable. It's still private because we're going through some QA. I do expect some DApps will be able to port applications even if it's on testnet in the next few months. Productization will take a little bit longer than that.
What do you think gives Everest the competitive advantage over the dozens of identity solutions coming out in 2022? Is it the VFA license, the stablecoin, the liveness detection? What will set us apart from a new project with unlimited funding to build a similar identity solution and Layer 1 stack?
We have a couple of competitive advantages. First, and you're alluding to it, we do have a fully vertical stack. That is, all the elements to run a full society, not just an economy. You'll see Vitalik kind of catching up to the idea of, really, this is about running a society. You need to have an identity system, a wallet, an account. You have to have an asset-backed token engine, multiple chains, and a license. We have that entire vertical stack, which if you look across the ecosystem, or better said, the market landscape right now, we've combined multiple companies into a single platform. Second, no real blockchain is doing identity right now, right? Almost all of them are doing what I would call credential sharing and claims, right? Which is an element of identity, but it's not really creating an identity, nor doing deduplication of humans. All right, so you have to remember identity at its core is really about proving you are a unique piece of carbon and there is legal standing and recognition, right? So there's a reason Bank of America does not accept my Facebook, LinkedIn, and GitHub accounts as me being me. No legal standing, it can be faked, it can be gamed, and it's not deduplicated piece of carbon, right? And there's no legal standing for those. And so what Everest is doing is it's really saying, here's deduplication of truly proof of humanness, and we attach it to elements that are really legally binding.
How do you see the crypto market and subsequently Everest playing out over the next 5 years, especially with the US government cracking down on other crypto projects and NFTs?
Lots of fits and starts in the market generally. I think Mark Cuban and I agree generally that, and I went through it too, this feels a little bit like the mid-90s internet adoption, basically trending towards mass market adoption. That is, just like the internet, you're going to have some Cisco's, AOL's, Google's, and Yahoo's, Facebook's all come out of this, and you're going to have lots of roadkill along the way too. Relative to regulation, this is all expected. That is, governments are applying existing laws to new technologies, and some of the new technologies actually fundamentally break the idea of some of the existing laws. And so they're having to grapple with how to deal with that. This is expected also. Regulation always follows the innovation. They're never ahead of this stuff. Anyway, we expect it should all work out. This is part of what I would call a negotiation with regulators so that they understand what's happening. And we fundamentally don't break society.
Do fiat on and off ramps generate revenue for Everest? If so, what's the market size for this service?
So, yes, fiat on and off ramps generate revenue for Everest. And by the way, it also uses and consumes ID tokens. The market size is somewhere between hundreds of billions to literally trillions of dollars. On a macro level, what we're going to witness over the next 10, 20 years is you can take an existing fiat world and an economy dominated that way, and it all needs to transition into a tokenized world. Part of that tokenization piece and part of that transition is literally moving the fiat into the crypto world. That is a fiat on and off ramp. So when you tie that to literally our tokenization engine, like the credits can represent dollars, euros, pesos. It can also represent stock, commodities, real estate. That will all be what I would call, I used to say about NAFTA, the giant sucking sound to move the traditional finance and traditional society into this new world. And Everest is really well positioned for that.